I've done my research and I'm weighing in the pros and cons. That's why I want to test ride the motorcycle to see if it's gonna suit me and my needs, right? Uh, and then like it gets to a point that they start trying to make you feel bad about like test riding a motorcycle and not buying it uh, on that day. But when it gets to that point, I kind of feel like turned off about buying a motorcycle, because then I'm like, okay, I really I feel uncomfortable now. I don't want to buy this motorcycle because of this reason. Like, I know that you're just trying to sell me a motorcycle, but you're pushing it too much. You're being too pushy. You're not letting me think and make my own decision, you know? And I'm sure they get a lot of people with that like guilt trip, and that's not okay. So for example, like if I decided like, you know what, I'll go for it and I'll buy a motorcycle, I would reach out to the dude that helped me. Like, I would reach out to him and be like, hey, I'm ready, I want to buy a motorcycle, because I had a good experience with him. So it's like, I know how to do my homework and I know how to look up the different motorcycles and see the difference on them. I don't need like you to be all up in my face and like trying to guilt trip me to buying a motorcycle just because I test rode it. You know, I know you're just trying to sell it, but you don't need to be that much like that pushy and making people feel bad about not buying a motorcycle. Because when I'm ready to buy, I'll buy the motorcycle, and I don't need anybody to tell me what the bike is better for. I know the differences. That's why I'm looking into them, right? That's why I had a specific model that I wanted to go and test ride. So what did you guys think? Have you guys ran into experiences like that before? It's kind of, to me, that type of salesperson is just annoying. I prefer to have someone that will be like, hey, yeah, just what bike are you looking into? Like, you answer any questions that you have. Check to make sure if you have any questions to let them know, like, are you looking to buy, or do you just want to test ride to see how the bike feels? Which I told the guy, like, I just want to see how the bike feels because I'm looking into different motorcycles, right? So he knew that. It's not like I went there saying, oh, you know, I'm going to buy this bike today if I like it. It's not. Like, I told him, look, I'm just looking to test ride the motorcycles to see how the bike feels, because I'm looking into different types of motorcycle for my daily commute, and that will be a little bit more comfortable on longer rides. So I didn't trick them on any way of thinking like I'm there to buy. Except that this lady, that had nothing to do with the conversation. She had no idea how our conversation even went. She was trying to guilt trip me into buying a motorcycle, and that is very annoying. So that's basically it. I mean, let me know if you guys ran into that kind of salesperson before. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. As per usual, this one is just a little short video about the frustrations with the salespeople and different types of salespeople. I would not be like not buying from that shop because of that experience, because overall my experience was actually really good because of the other salesperson, right? So overall it was a good experience. But if you guys ran into that before, Let me know how you handle that. Because at that time I was kind of like, I didn't want to be rude, so I didn't really give her any bad answers. You know, I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I understand, but I'm not ready to buy right now. Uh, so I was like, I'm just looking into different motorcycles. I tried explaining to her, but she still kept on like pushing and pushing. But I feel like I was really on the verge of just saying like, you know what? Like, stop being pushy. I don't want to buy a motorcycle right now. I'm just here to test ride it. I told him, you know, I told your other salesman that I'm looking into this bike and I'm considering it, but I'm not buying it today because I just want to test ride it and see how the motorcycle feels, to see if it's the right bike for me. Because if they're pushing like that for you to buy a motorcycle, then you start feeling that they don't really give a shit that you're getting the motorcycle that you want, that the motorcycle that's going to be good for you. You know, they're just trying to sell you a bike. And it didn't feel that way with him, because with him I could tell that, you know, he really liked motorcycles and he wanted me to get a motorcycle that was going to be good for me. But with her, it was like, you know, you want your money. I don't care what motorcycle you get. If you're gonna get a crappy bike that you're gonna regret like a month from now, it's not my problem. I just want your money. Buy the motorcycle. So that's how it felt, right, with her. But with him, it was like, you know, I love motorcycles. I care about motorcycles. I care that you're gonna be getting the motorcycle that you want. So he was awesome, and he was actually new at that store, which is funny, right? He was new at the store, and she was a veteran there. So different types of sellers, different type of people, and let me know which one you prefer. Like, do you mind people talking to you like that? Because I kind of do. That's why I'm making a video about it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Sorry I stretched this too long. I'm just venting to you guys, and I talk to you guys soon. Peace. What's up, everyone? So I'm riding to a client right now, and I just want to take advantage that I'm on a slow traffic here so I can grab my thoughts a bit and explain to you guys a little better on why I'm thinking about getting rid of my MT09. And it's really just thinking about it because I'm not sure. So I love this motorcycle. I love the power delivery. I love just how it handles. It's comfortable, except for a couple of things. Like whenever I'm doing long trips or anything over 40 minutes, my left knee starts hurting, and that's mainly because my left knee is not that great. I feel like if my left knee was better, I could probably sit on this motorcycle for over 2 hours and never want to get rid of it. And so the main reasons that I'm thinking about it is because I wish I had cruise control, because whenever I want to take longer trips, to be able to rest my right hand a little bit will be nice. And for a little bit more comfort on my left knee, because even like after 40 minutes, if I stop and stretch my legs and then just hop on the bike right away, it still hurts, right? So I gotta take a longer rest on my knee for it to not feel bad. So if I ride all day, it really sucks. Like sometimes it hurts so bad that I feel like I need to stop on the side of the freeway just to stretch my legs. So I'm weighing my options to see what I want from a motorcycle. You know, do I want to give up the power and performance that this bike has? Because this bike is just so much fun to ride. It has so much power. It's very easy to maneuver, to ride around, go through traffic. So for my daily commute, this bike is awesome. If I decide that I'm gonna stick with the MT09, I would probably buy the newer one, just because it has cruise control on the standard model. I don't need the SP model. I don't ride that crazy, right? I feel like the SP model is just for people who really push motorcycles. I ride it as a daily commute, and then every now and then take it on a longer trip. So I don't need that. I feel like this bike has more than what I need. Honestly, I feel like I never used all the power that this bike has. So those are the minor reasons that I'm thinking about selling this bike, but I'm also thinking about moving to the new version just because of cruise control, right? For example, right now I'm going to a client that's about 40 minutes away, and by the time that I get there, my left knee is hurting. And then on the way back, it's the same way, right? So motorcycles that I've been looking into are the Tiger Sport 800 that is going to be released in March. And that bike seems like it would have everything that this bike doesn't for me. It would be a little bit more comfortable, more wind protection. You know, it has quick shifter, so it basically has everything that this bike has and a little bit more, except that I'm a short rider and that bike is taller. So for me, another little issue that I have with the MT09 is that being a short rider, I can touch 1 foot down. I'm 5'6", 5'7" ish. I can touch 1 foot down easy whenever I get to stop. Problem is, sometimes, you know, you're trying to move the motorcycle around in a parking lot, and I'm always afraid of dropping this bike because I cannot always just hop on a bike and move it around. So I gotta get next to the bike and push it, and sometimes it's you know, the road is not leveled, and the bike gets heavy because it's a tall bike, and it's hard to move it around. So I'm always worried that I'm gonna drop the bike, and I really don't want to drop my bike, right? Nobody does. So, and that sucks. I mean, and it's more of a personal issue, you know, me being shorter. I want to feel comfortable being able to move my bike around. And the Tiger 800 seems like it would have everything that the MT09 has, except that it's a bit heavier and a bit taller too. So it would be even worse than this bike to move it around on a parking lot. I'm sure that riding it will be fine, right? But being a short rider, I know it's possible. A lot of people do. Like there's that girl Doodle on a motorcycle. She rides a Tiger 900 and she moves it around. It is possible, but she has dropped her bike multiple times. And I don't want to drop my bike at all. Right? I know you guys understand that. I don't want to drop my bike at all. I mean, nobody wants to drop their bike. And yeah, I just kind of want to avoid that. And I want to also, I'm sure that she moves her bike around, but it's not also always like, oh yeah, it's easy now. But it's like every time she moves it, she has to struggle a little bit to move it. I'm sure she moves it without dropping it now. But there's always that thought, like, you know, like if I mess up my step a little bit here, the bike will go to the other side, and it's either I fall with the bike or the bike just falls by itself. So I don't want to have to think about that, which is another reason, which is the reason that I started looking into the Rebel 1100, because it is a cruiser style motorcycle. It's still cheap enough, easy to put my foot down, and I test rode another one the other day. Well, I test rode one the other day, so it's easy to put my foot down. It is it was actually overall comfortable. I would need some bar risers to make it a little bit more comfortable. I would prefer taller handlebars, but the issue that I'm looking is that bike doesn't really have a quick shifter, so I will be missing that on this. I just love the quick shifter on this bike, and that bike doesn't have a quick shifter. But that bike was very nimble. It felt like a naked bike on a cruiser body. It's not extremely comfortable on the from the factory, but I feel like there are a couple of things that could be done for it to be more comfortable. That was sketchy. It was like one car turning right, one other one turning left, another one waiting to go. I had to pause for a bit. Yeah, so Jesus. Yeah, so as I was saying, that bike seems like it would have everything that I need. Except that I'm just afraid that I would miss the power that the MT09 has and miss the agility of a taller motorcycle and how this bike's ride, right? Even though that bike was still very agile for being a cruiser, it rode very similar to a naked bike, but you're sitting on a lower position. So it was overall very agile, but it does not have all the power that the MT09 has. Whenever I'm getting on the freeway, people here usually ride at 80-85 miles per hour. The MT09 on the ramp, I can get to 85 to catch up to freeway speeds, or even 90 just on the ramp without even getting on the freeway, right? It's just super fast, and all that power, it's not needed, but it's nice to have. So whenever you see yourself in a little weird situation that you just want to get away from the cars, you just touch the throttle a little bit and you're gone. That's one of the things that I love about the MT09. So I'm still weighing my options and seeing what am I gonna be giving up to move to that bike, or what am I gonna be giving up to be moving to the Tiger 800 Sport. It's not about I want a full-on cruiser. I don't care what type of motorcycle I'm riding, honestly, as long as the bike feels good to me, and I can take it to work, take it on longer rides whenever I want to, and I'm good, man. Honestly, the type of bike really doesn't matter to me. If it feels comfortable for me to ride, I'm riding it, right? So I know that bike, it's not a full-on cruiser, and I could buy another cruiser that's gonna be maybe more comfortable, but I like how nimble that bike is and how it handled. It's a lightweight, it's cheap, it has Honda reliability, it has cruise control, so it has almost everything that I would need. So these are basically the reasons that I'm that I'm thinking about selling, considering selling, or trading in my MT09, right? So let me know what you guys think. I know these are very different motorcycles. One is like a sports adventure, one is a cruiser, and one is a naked bike. What am I thinking, right? But it's basically, I'm not like all about the sports bike life or all about the cruiser life. I'm about riding and being comfortable while I ride. So I don't use my bike just for pleasure. If I use my bike just for pleasure, I'll probably just get a super sports bike just to experience the power, or maybe just a full-on cruiser just to ride it every now and then, you know. But I ride my bike as a daily commuter. So let me know what you guys think. What bike would you get? What type of motorcycle would you go for? If you guys have any other ideas of bikes that would probably do what I need and be comfortable. I know that there's a Versus 650 that seems like it's a very comfortable bike, good enough to go on longer rides, but I don't know. Everybody says that that engine is very boring, even though it's like an excellent short distance touring machine and an excellent commuter. I also don't want to get a bike that's gonna be just super boring, right? So leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys have any other bikes that I should consider. I'm willing to look into them and hopefully maybe being able to test ride them. So I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.